on Twitter. Is there anything that
nothing lasts forever. I will always love Tank. I like him, love him, look at him like a son. He has to do what's best for him. I feel like I've done a great job thus far. I mean, just building him and putting him in good fights, great fights. And he's steady growing, he's steady learning, and I'm proud of him.
All right, y'all, this is Big Rich. That's Floyd Mayweather talking about Tank. He's saying that he love him and he wish him the best. Nothing lasts forever. And, you know, I mean, to be honest with you, I saw this coming 2 years ago. And when I seen him, Mayweather putting him in there with bigger fighters, you know what I mean? Fighters that's 6 feet tall, you know, that's way, way bigger than Tank. I felt that they was trying to get him an L so it could humble him. You know what I mean? Because the fighters that they put him in with, I mean, in boxing, you don't put Tank in there with somebody like Barrios, who's a 140-pound warrior. You saw what he did with Keith Thurman. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, Barrios, he fight better at 147. So I just seen there, you know, Barrios was winning that fight until he started to get knocked down and knocked out. You know what I mean? Like the last 2 fights is questionable for me because I was like, are they trying to get this guy to lose? What are they doing with Tank? You know what I mean? I mean, if you're gonna take an L in boxing, fight the best. You know what I mean? Like you're in this game to make money. Okay, but if you're gonna fight somebody like a Ryan Garcia, somebody like, you know what I'm saying, a Lomachenko, somebody like a Devin Haney. You know what I mean? That's who you take L's to. If you're gonna take an L and put him in a hard fight, you put him in there with somebody like that. You don't put him in there with somebody who ain't even in your weight class. And Tank end up knocking him out. I mean, he ended up winning. Tank is a beast. You know what I mean? You can't take nothing from Tank, man. He passed the test. So now they got him in there with Rolly, which Rolly, in my opinion, is trash. You know what I mean? But Rolly got knockout power. And he's way bigger than Tank. Rolly is big. He's a big guy. You know what I mean? Compared to Tank. Tank is only like 5'4", 5'6", something like that. He's a little guy, man. He's little. So for all y'all talking shit about Tank and saying this and that, Tank has proven to me that he is a star, man. He can fight. He can brawl. He can box. He can do it all. You know what I mean? He showed you he could fight with one hand. You know what I mean? So, you know, the handwriting was on the wall a long time ago for me. When they started doing this, scheduling these type of fights with him, I was like, what are they doing? You know what I mean? They put him in there with Leo Santa Cruz, which was a good fight, but Leo Santa Cruz was actually bigger than Tank. Leo Santa Cruz was like 5'9", way bigger than Tank. And then, even though he fought at a lower weight class, Tank only fought at 132. He was 130, I think. Leo Santa Cruz was 126, but Leo Santa Cruz, when he balloons back up to weight, it was gonna always be naturally bigger than Tank. And he's a 4-time world champion. So I started questioning, dang, who are these guys? They putting all these guys. Barrios had a hell of a fight with one time. One time did knock Barrios out. That wasn't no knockout. You know what I mean? It was a good fight. One time won the fight, but it was a good fight. You feel me? So that just tells you, man, you know, I don't know. With this next move that they doing, I don't know if they're going to re-sign him. I don't know if Tank trying to get more money. I don't know what the strategy is, but all I do know is this. You know what I mean? They got a couple of outlets out there. But what you got to understand, Tank, it ain't going to be the same as PBC. You have to know that. You know, they're not going to be the same. You're not going to get that same love. You're going to be dealing with people like, you know what I'm saying, bothering him. And he's already proven that he don't know how to promote black fighters. And, you know, I don't know how he's going to treat you. But, you know, the bottom line is the handwriting's on the wall. And, you know, the thing about it is that you have to really pay attention to where you at, Tank. Now, if you're just using this as a strategy to get better fights, more fights, more power to you, brother. You know what I mean? You got to do whatever you got to do to make any of these things happen. You know what I mean? But be careful when you starting to get out there on your own like that. You know what I'm saying? And you leaving. You got to understand, Mayweather is boxing. This man made $1 billion, and he had you on the road making a lot of money every fight. Irregardless, you had pay-per-view fights, and you was getting paid top dollars. You was getting $1 million, $1.5 million for the fight. You know what I mean? $1.5 million for the fight, but you was getting back end. You know what I'm saying? You was getting $2 or $3 million on the back end with them pay-per-view sales. So you was making $4 or $5 million a fight. So pay attention to that, man. You ain't gonna be getting that kind of Skrilla, you know, on DAZN or nowhere else. You know what I mean? They may break you off, but look at Devin Haney. You know what I mean? Devin is in a situation where they paid him top dollars. He got his money, but now it's kind of hard to get big money now. You know what I mean? So I don't know. If it was me, I would negotiate a different deal with Mayweather, and I'd stay home, brother. You know what I mean? You know, you never guaranteed nothing getting out there in them streets. Real talk. This Big Rich, man. Hit the share button. Let's share this video, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I love all comments. I love you. I love you to death, man. This Big Rich. I'm on Real Boxing Facts on IG. I'm on Real Boxing Facts, you know what I'm saying, on YouTube. And you catch me on Twitter, too. And sometimes I'll be on TikTok. But this Big Rich. I'm out.